Hello everyone, in this video I am going to share a review of Hyundai Ioniq 5N. Of all electric cars, it strikes us that the new Hyundai Ioniq 5N is the first to have been developed from the outset as a pure driver's car. There are electric sports saloons, 2000 bhp hypercars, and, in the form of the Abarth 500e, even a superficial hot hatch. Many of them are impressive in their ways, but the N is different. It's the best electric driver's car yet made. Hyundai's N Performance division is on good form, of course. The now discontinued i30N and i20N hot hatchbacks were the best in their near-extinct classes. Hyundai N has recruited well from the outset too, including in 2019 Tyrone Johnson, one of the men behind the most recent Ford Focus RS, which is what, if anything, the Ioniq 5N feels closest to, although there's more complexity to it than that. Read on to find out how, in both subjective and objective performance terms, Hyundai has created the world's most fun EV. As a basis, N takes the standard Hyundai Ioniq 5 and strengthens it considerably. In a similar manner to other N products, a big commitment given this all happens on the standard production line. There are 42 extra welds and an additional 2.1 m of adhesive applied to stiffen the shell. The steering mounting, for a faster ratio rack, is strengthened. So too are the battery and motor mounts, there are 2 motors, and front and rear suspension subframes. The axles are new because they have to cope with a lot of power, and the rear end has an electronically controlled limited slip differential. The front motor generates a consistent 223 bhp and the rear 378 bhp for a system total of 601 bhp, although for 10-sec intervals that can be boosted to 235 bhp and 406 bhp for a 641 bhp maximum, following which it all needs to cool off a bit. Thermal management of the drivetrain and 84 kWh battery, 800V, maximum 340 kW charge speed, occupying no more space than the regular 77 kWh unit, is one of the ongoing challenges of performance EVs. If you select N race mode on this Ioniq, it knocks back the power output by a small but unspecified amount to allow the N to lap the Nürburgring Nordschleife in under 8 minutes twice without overheating. N doesn't like talking lap times, but uses the stat to make the point that other EVs can't. The regular Ioniq 5 has a good interior and it's enhanced in this N version. On the one hand, the upgrades are very traditional performance car. There are some nicer pedals and a sports steering wheel, as well as a pair of purposeful yet comfortable figure-hugging seats. They allow you to sit lower than you do in the standard Ioniq 5, the driving position of which would not have been appropriate for a performance car. But as well as the racy additions, the Ioniq 5N generally also feels more luxurious than the standard car. There are fewer hard plastics on show, and there's a more useful set of center console bins. In short, it's very usable. There are sensible real buttons for the things you need while driving, and you can check out the regular Ioniq 5 review for more detail. Otherwise, move on, because there's loads more interesting stuff to tell you about this frankly excellent driver's car. Aside from proving the drivetrain is up to scratch, Hyundai prefers to talk fun and smiles, not numbers, and to provide those, its systems are exceptionally complicated. A front-drive hot hatchback like an i20N is one of the more straightforward performance cars. Here, Hyundai has laid the tech and the drive modes on thick, though we don't think it's any worse for it. Our steering wheel buttons let you select 6 drive modes, plus the overboost function, 2 of which are driver customizable. You can pick how angry the motor response, steering weight, damper stiffness, differential locking and stability control sensitivity are, the head-up display layout, and whether you have a synthetic engine noise from 3 or not. There's more. With noise on, you can choose or not to have fake gear shift points. Then there's an N brake pedal that allows various one-pedal driving brake severity up to the point where it's basically activating the ABS when you lift off. You can change the torque distribution front to rear, plus there's a drift optimizer mode in which to practice low-speed donuts and hooning, and a launch control. Depending on the circuit, Hyundai has achieved a performance aim of allowing 20 minutes hard driving, followed by 20 minutes charging, and 20 minutes driving. Repeat and repeat. It won't do that at, say, the Nürburgring, but at less throttle-heavy circuits, it has pulled off the trick, which is impressive going, and Hyundais generally charge quickly and consistently. See the ride and handling section here for how all this gels together.